Your soul, it didn't begin here. There is a force and intelligence that we are all connected to, a vast consciousness that we've forgotten. It is the architect of existence, the bridge between all dimensions, and it holds the key to your true identity. And that is every version of you, every past life, every future possibility, all connected through one Oversoul. Most of the time, you are experiencing echoes of past selves, and some of them are not even human. Most of your family and friends are not real in the way you think. Some of them are projections created by the Oversoul to test you. The person you love the most in this life could have been your greatest enemy in a past one. The Oversoul replays these relationships in different roles to teach you lessons. Also, there are souls who have never been human before. Some people walking among us are actually incarnated from non-human extraterrestrial civilizations. Stay with me. Every person you see walking around has a soul inside them, but that soul is not alone. It is part of something much bigger. The soul is like a drop of water in a vast ocean. The ocean itself is the Oversoul. This means that even if we feel separate as individuals, we are all deeply connected to something greater. The idea of the Oversoul is not new. Many ancient spiritual traditions spoke about it in different ways. Hinduism calls it Paramatma, which means the Supreme Soul. In Christianity, some mystics believed in a universal soul that connects all beings. In Buddhism, there is the idea that all things are connected and come from the same great source. Even in old Western philosophy, the famous thinker Ralph Waldo Emerson talked about the Oversoul as a higher power that connects all human minds. To understand how the Oversoul works, think of a beehive. There are many bees, and each bee seems to be working separately, but in reality, they are all part of a bigger system. They share knowledge, communicate, and have a common goal. The Oversoul is like that beehive, and each soul is like a bee. The Oversoul collects every thought, feeling, and experience that each soul has. It stores all of this information and shares it with other souls that are part of the same Oversoul. This is why some people can have sudden moments of inspiration, as if knowledge just comes to them from nowhere. That knowledge may have come from another soul connected to the same Oversoul. This also explains why some people feel strong connections to places they've never been, or feel like they have met someone before, even though they are meeting them for the first time. The Oversoul carries the memories and emotions of many souls, and sometimes that information leaks into our consciousness. Many people confuse the Oversoul with the higher self. While they are related, they are not the same thing. The higher self is the wisest and most powerful full version of you. It is like a guide that watches over your soul, helping you make good choices. The Oversoul, on the other hand, is even bigger than the higher self. It is not just about you, it includes many souls, like a family of energy. Your higher self communicates with the Oversoul, receiving knowledge from it, and sending back everything you learn in life. Imagine a school. The students' souls are all learning different things. The teacher, your higher self, helps each student understand their lessons, and the school itself, the Oversoul, collects all the knowledge from every student and teacher so that future students can learn even faster. This is how wisdom grows across many lifetimes. Some people believe that the Oversoul is not just a collection of souls, but actually a living, thinking, and intelligent force. If this is true, then the Oversoul is like a supercomputer made of energy, always learning and evolving. It knows things beyond what one single soul can understand. If we take this idea further, then we must ask, where did the Oversoul come from? Some say it was created by an even greater force, something people call Source, God, the universe, or the divine mind. The Oversoul, in this case, is like a bridge between individual souls and the ultimate creator of everything. There is also a belief that Oversouls are not just limited to Earth. If life exists on other planets, Those beings may also have their own oversouls. This would mean that the universe is filled with countless oversouls, each guiding and collecting knowledge from their own group of souls. Some people even believe that one day all oversouls will merge back into a single divine force, returning to the original source of creation. An oversoul sends out pieces of itself into different lifetimes, realities, or dimensions. These pieces are sometimes called soul fragments. Each soul fragment lives its own life, gathers its own experiences, and learns its own lessons. But no matter how separate these fragments seem, they always remain connected to the Oversoul. Think of it like a giant tree with many leaves. Every leaf is unique, but they all get their life from the same tree. When one leaf experiences the wind or the rain, the whole tree feels it in some way. In the same way, the Oversoul collects the experiences of all its soul fragments. However, sometimes these soul fragments can become lost or disconnected. This can happen due to deep trauma, suffering, or powerful emotional events. If a soul fragment is severely wounded, it may break away from the Oversoul and become stuck in a certain reality, unable to move forward. This is what some traditions call a lost soul or wandering spirit. What is a soul family, and how do soul families form? A soul family is a group of souls that are deeply connected to each other. They are like a spiritual family that exists beyond the physical world. Unlike a biological family, which is based on genetics and physical birth, a working soul family is based on energy, vibration, and shared experiences across many lifetimes. Imagine a group of travelers who are on a long journey together. They may separate at times, taking different paths, but they always find their way back to each other. A soul family is like that. The members of a soul family may be born in different places, live different lives, and even exist in different time periods, but they always find ways to reconnect. This is why some people feel an instant bond with certain individuals, even if they have just met them. That feeling of familiarity, comfort, or deep understanding often comes from the fact that both souls are part of the same soul family. Soul families are created by the Oversoul, which organizes and connects souls that share a similar purpose. As we said, if we think of the Oversoul as a massive tree with many branches, each branch represents a soul family. While all souls in the Oversoul are connected, those on the same branch have a stronger bond because they share similar lessons, energies, and experiences. Before a soul is born into a new life, it chooses to reincarnate within the same soul family or with souls it has met before. This helps the soul grow, learn, and complete unfinished lessons. A soul family supports each other's evolution, much like a team working toward a common goal. Some ancient teachings suggest that soul families have existed since the beginning of time. They were created when Soul Source, or God, divided itself into many oversouls, and those oversouls further divided into soul families. This means that the connections within a soul family are not just strong, they are eternal. Many people go through life searching for a sense of belonging. When they meet members of their soul family, they often experience strong emotions and deep recognition. Some common signs that someone is part of your soul family include an instant connection. You feel like you have known the person forever, even if you have just met them. There is no awkwardness, and conversations flow naturally. Unspoken understanding is another sign. You can communicate without words. You just get each other, often finishing each other's sentences or having the same thoughts at the same time. Another sign is a strong emotional impact. They trigger deep emotions in you, both positive and negative. This happens because soul family members help each other grow by reflecting hidden truths, similar life themes, and magnetic pulls. You may have gone through similar life experiences, struggles, or lessons, even if you come from completely different backgrounds. No matter how far apart you are, Life keeps bringing you back together through coincidences, synchronicities, or unexpected encounters. Another sign can be a feeling of home. When you are with them, you feel safe, accepted, and understood, as if you are truly home. Not all soul family members stay in your life forever. Some come in for a short period to teach you something important, while others stay with you for a lifetime. The length of time does not matter. What matters is the impact they have on your soul's growth. Soulmates as a type of soul. Family member. A soul family is not just a random group of souls. It is an interconnected network where each soul plays a specific role in the spiritual growth of others. Within a soul family, different types of relationships exist, each with its own purpose, lessons, and energy. Some soul family members stay with us for an entire lifetime, while others enter and leave depending on what we need to learn. Let's explore each type of soul family member together. A soulmate is a soul with which you have a deep and enduring connection, one that spans multiple lifetimes and dimensions. Unlike the common belief that a soulmate is simply a romantic partner, the truth is that soulmates can take many forms: friends, mentors, siblings, or even rivals. They are souls who understand you on a profound level and who are destined to play an important role in your spiritual growth. The connection between soulmates feels effortless and natural, as if you have known them forever, even if you have just met them. This connection is not based on superficial attraction, but on a shared spiritual frequency. When you meet a soulmate, you experience a sense of familiarity that is difficult to explain. It feels like home, as if something ancient is being awakened within you. This is because, in many cases, you and your soulmate have traveled together through multiple lifetimes, reincarnating in different forms, but always finding each other again. Soulmates often enter our lives to teach us important lessons. Sometimes these lessons are gentle, filled with love and support, but other times they can be difficult and painful. A soulmate relationship is not always smooth because their presence often forces us to confront our deepest wounds and fears. They challenge us to grow, to heal, and to remember who we truly are. In some lifetimes, a soulmate may appear as a lover, in another as a close friend, and in yet another as a teacher or even an adversary. No matter the role they play, their purpose remains the same: to help awaken us to our higher selves. A twin flame is not just a different type of soul family member or soulmate, but something far deeper. It is believed that, in the beginning, a single soul was created, but in order to experience the fullness of existence, it was split into two separate entities. These two halves journey through lifetimes apart, learning, growing, and evolving until they are ready to reunite. The concept of twin flames is often misunderstood, as it is not about romance in the conventional sense, but about the profound spiritual awakening that occurs when these two souls meet. When twin flames encounter each other, the connection is immediate and intense. It is unlike any other relationship because it feels as though you are looking into a mirror, not just at another person, but at yourself. Every hidden fear, every unresolved trauma, every unhealed wound is brought to the surface. The purpose of the twin flame relationship is not to provide comfort, but to accelerate growth. The connection is so powerful that it often triggers a process of deep transformation, pushing both souls towards spiritual enlightenment. However, the intensity of this connection can also make it incredibly challenging. Many twin flames experience a phase known as the runner and chaser dynamic. One soul may feel overwhelmed by the depth of the connection and try to escape, while the other pursues them, desperate for reunion. This phase can be painful, filled with confusion and longing, but it serves a purpose: to allow both souls to heal individually before they can fully unite. Unlike soulmates, who can provide harmony and support, twin flames often bring chaos before peace. They force each other to shed the false identities they have built, to break free from limiting beliefs, and to step into their highest potential. Only once both halves have done the inner work can they truly come together. Some twin flames reunite in this lifetime, while others may have to wait for future incarnations to fully merge once more. Karmic connections are intense relationships meant to resolve past life karma. Unlike soulmates or twin flames, they are often temporary and serve to teach difficult lessons, breaking unhealthy cycles. These relationships are emotionally charged, marked by repeated struggles, and only end when the lesson is learned. If unresolved, the cycle repeats in future lifetimes. Meanwhile, soul guides and teachers are non-physical members of our soul family who assist from higher dimensions. They include ancestors, ascended masters, and cosmic beings who offer wisdom through intuition, dreams, and synchronicities. Unlike karmic relationships, they provide clarity, not challenges, gently guiding us toward our soul's purpose. How are soul contracts created before birth? Before a soul enters the physical world, it exists in a higher dimension, a place of pure energy, wisdom, and unity, often called the spirit realm or the in-between space. Here, souls gather to review their past experiences, analyze their progress, and plan their next incarnation. This process is guided by higher beings, spirit guides, ascended masters, and the Oversoul, who help each soul design a life that will provide the most growth. During this pre-birth phase, souls reflect on the following. What lessons did I learn in my past life? What lessons do I still need to master? Who will be part of my journey this time? What relationships will challenge me the most? What karmic debts do I need to resolve? What is my greater purpose in this lifetime? Based on these reflections, a soul contract is created. This contract serves as a blueprint for the upcoming lifetime, outlining major events, relationships, struggles, and achievements. It includes agreements with other souls, some of whom will act as teachers, others as lovers, and some even as adversaries. Soul contracts are made with mutual consent. Two souls may agree to meet as best friends, to become siblings, or to fall in love. Others may agree to create conflict. One soul may take on the role of a betrayer so that the other can learn forgiveness. These roles are not about punishment, but about growth. Even those who hurt us in this life may be souls who love us deeply on a higher level, agreeing to play the role of a challenger so that we may